Good morning. Comment allez-vous? Comment está? Assalamu alaikum. And what's up, bro? This is Musa, Matt Meacham Jr., signing in on Earth. Well, I published the book, which I talked about who, what, and where is God. I got a comment from someone. I hate to say this to my listening audience. I'm not concerned about your comments. I'm concerned about selling my books. Yes, I'm concerned about selling my books. And I read a comment and I said, "Oh, someone is making a comment." Well, you may not like me. You may not like me. You may not like what I say. But I don't respond to comments. You can make as many comments as you like, if that suit your fantasy. But if you have been following me, you would see that I don't respond to comments, because you have a right to your comment. You have a right to what you believe, and I have a right to what I believe. So I got a comment. I read some of the comments. When I read it, it said something. It didn't see how my title related to the issue at hand. But the person who wrote that comment had not read the book, because if they had read the book, I spent a whole chapter, a half of a chapter in that book, and I talked about the issue of who, what, and where is God. A half a chapter I dealt with it. So I got a comment from someone that said, "Oh, I don't quite understand. I don't see how your title is related to your book." Well, your title doesn't have to be related to the book. A title is a title, and a book is a book. And the thing is, they can be independent. And if you look at some of the books that are being published, I'm saying, "Oh." But basically, I'm concerned with ideology, philosophy. And what I would like to offer my reading audience is instructions as to how that maybe they could govern themselves. And basically, I believe in God. See, my central focus, everything that I say stems from the fact that I believe in the one God. You may call him, some people mistakenly call him Jesus, but there's one God who is the creator of everything, who controls everything. That's the God I believe in. That's my master. Jesus is not my God. My God is more powerful than the universe. Do you realize how many universes, how many entities exist in this one universe, in our universe, in the many? We're talking the infinite amount of things that exist. That's my God. He's the owner of all that. He's not a Jesus Christ, a man walking around with a beard, a white man walking around with a beard and riding on a donkey. That's not my God. My God is more supreme than anything that exists. Let's look at existence. Let's look at what exists. Look at the galaxies. Look at the different worlds that exist outside of. Okay, consider the planet Jupiter, which is many times bigger than Earth. But consider the fact that you have people that exist somewhere in existence that are a billion times bigger than we are. That's the God that I believe in. I believe in the God who's the creator of everything. So all my Everything that I talk about derives from my belief in the Almighty God that controls all the infinite universes. Which, in reality, can we, as human beings, conceive God? I think in one of my other lectures or discussions, this is a simple analogy. Okay, let's look at an infant. How much does an infant know compared to a teenager? Or how much does a 3-year-old child know compared to an elderly man or a man who has a PhD in philosophy or a doctor? I'm only trying to show how, trying to compare us to God. How we are not to understand God. He created us. And so we have all these different things that, oh, this is God, or that is, God is more than we can imagine. So the thing is, my belief is that there is one powerful God that controls all of the universes that exist. And look at this, there are infinite universes. If you go from one galaxy to another, when we go further into space, let's go to one galaxy and another. In each galaxy, look at the infinite amount of things in each galaxy. Now, how can we, this little human being that we are, who are we to conceive all these things? No, Jesus Christ was not God. Jesus Christ was a man. Muhammad was not God. Muhammad was a man. God is more powerful than anything that any of us we can't realize God. We approach, we make speculations, we say this and we say that, but none of us can approach God. I've seen these, I guess you would call them scientists. That's one scientist. He talks about the galaxies, the many galaxies. He sounds like he's a homosexual, but he says he does not believe in God. But I believe in God. I believe in the one God, and He's more powerful than man. So that's basically a response to a comment that I got on my book. I read the comment and I said, no. This comment, you get these comments. These are not innocent comments. That was not an innocent comment. It was not one that, I'm trying to find an answer. It was, I'm trying to make an accusation. So I generally, I don't get on my computer when I see a comment. I never actually respond to comments. The only way that you can actually get to know me, you have to view my YouTube station. And when I give my discussions, then that's how you get to know me. And you can get to know me by buying my books. Let's be realistic. Who do you know on this planet, right? Who do you know? Think about it. Let's be for real. Who do you know on this planet? What human being do you know on this planet that has written and published over 700 books? I have published probably more books than anyone that you can imagine. All you have to do is go to the internet and search, and you will find that this human being that is sitting before you has published over, I don't even count the books that I've published, written and published. Find someone else on this earth. Find someone else on this earth that has written and published over 500 books in all genres. So that's my response to the comment that I got. I got a comment about, basically, okay, I can, let me give you my background. I'm an American citizen. I was born in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I graduated first in my class when I graduated in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. I finished with a degree in drama and philosophy at Tufts University in Medford, Massachusetts. I have taught at MIT in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I have taught at the University of Southern California in Los Angeles, California. I have taught at Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan. I have driven cab in 3 major cities in the U.S. And I have published over 500 books. They are on the internet, which you can purchase. And the thing is, to my reading audience, I would hope that my reading audience like me as an individual. I love humanity. I love what God created. I love peace. And the thing is, I won't sit at my computer and make responses to comments. You can, I read comments, the comments that I get from. See, I don't know how. It's very difficult for me to know what kind of audience I got. I find how when I go to YouTube, how the statistics change. So I don't know how many people are actually viewing in on my broadcast. But I have questions about certain things. See, basically, we live our society socially, and okay, I'm from the West. Socially, we are so corrupt. We are so corrupt that we do things that are not ethical. And see, the truth is stronger than a lie. See, the one thing about the truth enjoys questioning. The truth enjoys test. When you can't enjoy test and you can't enjoy questioning, then I question your reality. I question the truth of what you're saying or the truth of what you're doing. So we live. Let's look at what kind of society that we live in. Let's look at the world. Okay. I can't take Palestine out of my mind because I'm saying, look at what goes on in right before our eyes. And I'm saying, my countrymen support what Israel is doing to those people in Palestine. Palestine, they took land from Palestinians after World War II and gave it to these guys who they said were Jews. And look at all those people they're killing right now. Look at what goes on right there. But I'm saying the things that are supported, the things that the conventional class of people, or the Western conventional class of people, how they deal with things. I'm talking randomly. I will go from one subject to another at this point. Basically, it's because I'm sort of excited from the comment that I got from one of my reading viewers. But I want to throw a few things out here. Russia has nuclear weapons in Cuba. They have a nuclear warhead in Cuba. Cuba is 90 miles away from the USA. When I was growing up, President Kennedy had an issue with I forget who was the president in Russia. I think it was Khrushchev. But what happened was the Russians were taking arms to Cuba, and then the U.S. I remember we were told I was a child. I think I was in the 10th grade. I was 10 years old, and they told us we may have a nuclear war because the Russians were taking atomic weapons to Cuba. And I don't know what happened, but all I know is we didn't have the war. But I know now Russia has nuclear weapons in Cuba at this very moment. Russia has nuclear weapons in Cuba at this very moment. And I know this. We got two men running for the President of the United States of America. One is a corrupt businessman, old man, who can barely walk on stage and who can barely keep his mind straight. He's running for the President of the United States of America. And on the other hand, we have another man who has committed every crime in the book. He's a bona fide criminal. He's a bona fide gangster. And these are the people who are running for the President of the United States of America. America has a border where at this very moment over 1 million illegal aliens have just walked into America. How many of those illegal aliens who walk into America are American enemies? How many of these who have already crossed the border who are American enemies? Now you tell me what's going on here. You tell me what are we to expect? Several years ago, you had a president of the United States of America legalize sodomy. And then America began to promote this throughout the world. You tell me, where are we at? And you tell me, where are we going? So, this is my response. If you make as many comments as you like. In fact, this is my response to the comment that I just read concerning my book, Who, What, and Where is God? And so this is my comment to that particular person who made his comment, or who she or whoever. It may be artificial intelligence these days, but you made the comment, and this is my response to your comment. But in the meantime, I'm still working on my books. In fact, like I say, I have published. I can write a book and publish it the next day. And the thing is, I have published over 5. I don't know how many books I've published. I have not sat down and counted how many books I have published, but I have published many, and I know it exceeds 300 or 400. So I'm still writing, and I will continue to write, and I will continue to publish, and I will continue to read your comments. But the thing is, when I read your comments, please do not expect me to sit at my computer and make a personal response to you. I would suggest that you just tune in on my YouTube station, and I will always respond to every comment. This is Musa Matt Meacham Jr. signing in on Earth.